This morning, we have a very special guest here with us in the studio, Christina Adams. She is the author of A Real Boy, a book that I have talked to you guys about many times before. It was really a pivotal book for me as an autism parent, and you are an autism parent, and you are a brilliant writer, and you've continued to be very influential in the autism community. You write for Autism File magazine, and so thrilled to have you here today because you have a new case report, the first of U.S. origin, about camel milk as a treatment. So excited to have you here. Welcome to the show, and tell us about this article.
Shannon, it's a pleasure to see you again. Thanks for having me. I totally support your mission, and I'm really honored to be here. So amazingly, moving from autism, which of course is a really large topic, I stumbled into this whole new area of milk from a camel. Now, why in the world did I do that? I don't know, because I'm not a big animal person. I was just minding my own business one day. I was at a children's book fair right after my book, A Real Boy, came out. And I was kind of bored. My son was off reading books. And just being the nosy writer person I am, I saw a guy with a camel, but no children were riding it. So I'm like, why is a camel at a book fair if no kids are riding it? So of course I have to wander over and find out what's happening. I was that bored, yes. So at any rate, I just started chatting with him, and he made soaps and lotions from the milk. And then for some reason, and I'll never know why, I said, what else do you do with the milk? And he said two key things. He said it's thought to be non-allergenic, and they give it to hospitals to premature infants in the Middle East because it's thought to be non-allergenic, and also it is very good for certain issues. So I thought, that's really all I need to know. Something just went off in my intuition, and that is a huge, important part of a message to us parents, because really your intuition is so important, because no one knows the child like we do.
Yes.
So I just got a fire in my belly, so to speak, and I went home and I started researching this camel milk thing, because instantly I thought, A, this might do something for my son's immune system, and B, I thought it could be a really great dairy substitute for people that cannot have regular dairy products. And there was just a couple of weird articles about making cheese and kind of odd things like that, mostly hospital stuff on PubMed, which is a big database for medical journal articles. So I just kept on obsessed with it. Don't know why, can't answer that, but just went on. And then I went ahead, and around the next year, because this was late '05, in early '06, I came across an Israeli veterinarian's article that he had given camel milk to some children with autism, and they improved. And I knew then I'm on the right track. So crazily enough, I was single at the time, and I just kept pursuing this camel milk thing, and I got some from JFK that a Pakistani friend brought me from Israel, but it was dumped on the docks because I had no idea how to bring it in the country. Then I just decided I've got to do this right. So I called Israel, I connected with some scientists and some camel milk producers, learned all about this stuff, and finally brought some into the country, and eventually I became the first person to get federal government permission to bring it in for my son. And so finally, I think it was October '07, my son had some behavior issues coming back. He was just out of hand all of a sudden. Like, he would eat, 2 hours would go by, and then all of a sudden behavior would just plummet. I would try to give him protein. That was the only thing that sort of helped, but it really didn't. And things were looking rough as a single mom at that time. So finally I just said, let's go ahead and get that camel milk going. And my fiance at the time, who had been in the pharma industry, knew nothing about autism. So if you're looking for somebody to join your life and help you out, make sure they know nothing about autism. He's been great. He said, why don't you just give him that milk you've been saving? So I did. At bedtime, he drank a half a cup. Amazingly, the next morning, he astounded us at the breakfast table.
Wow.
In for just the flow of emotion, the flow of language, the flow of self-organization that we saw that morning, even empathy. Things like, oh, I love you guys. You're really great. You do so much for me, Mom. What do we pay to hear those words from our children?
And you detail all of this in this article, in this case report that is in this. You have the magazine right here. It's Global Advances in Health and Medicine.
Yes.
Wonderful publication, and we've got the website where people can go to get more information from the magazine and about the article. But it's a wonderfully written report that details all the different things that you went through through with your son and what you saw that was different.
That's correct, and this is a peer-reviewed medical journal. Therefore, it meets very strict criteria. There was a lot of research that went into it and careful attention to detail, so you can rely on what's in here, and please enjoy it. It just was published, and it's the first article about camel milk treatment originating in the United States.
And we should also say that you've got a speaking engagement that's coming up soon that Ricky Lake is involved with about breastfeeding, I understand.
There is a new documentary. It's called Breast Milk, and it's about sometimes the trials and the difficulties, of course, that women have with this issue. And so I'm going to be speaking about camel milk there because it is, in many cases, there are studies that show it's very non-allergenic and can be tolerated by different populations. And it will be January 25th and 10:30 a.m. in San Diego. I'll be on a panel there, so please feel free to join us.